Hello, hello. Welcome to GG Weekly Podcast. This is episode 15, which is actually my lucky number. So this episode's going to be amazing, right? This episode's going to be awesome.
Welcome back.
Just came off vacation. I am Chris, the real Darth guy. With me, I have Justin Baggy Noodle Arms. How are you doing, man? How was your week? Or actually 2 weeks, really?
Yeah, 2 weeks, I guess. It's been good. I'm a little tired today because I did a 22.5-mile bike ride yesterday.
Oh, that's it, huh?
That is my longest since I've not been 20. That's my longest bike ride, you know?
Okay.
I used to do them quite frequently, but now that is my new record as like a 30-year-old old man, you know?
You know what? I actually have a question related to that. So I'm looking at buying my whole family bikes and getting into riding as well. What would be like an average bike ride for someone of our youthful image, if you will?
You mean distance?
Yeah, distance. What? Like what? So I normally would run about 5 miles when I was running.
That's pretty good.
On a normal basis. What would be comparable in a bike ride for that? Because I was just trying to do like, I'm like, I don't even know. Like you can't ride 5 miles and ride back. You're like, I didn't even do anything.
Right. I think the typical conversion is 3 miles per mile of run.
Okay.
So that'd be like a 15-mile bike ride.
Okay.
Is equal in effort, but I mean, you know, it obviously depends. Are you going up a mountain, or are you flat trail riding? Are you?
Yeah, for me it'd be like
still
street.
Typically 3.
Okay. Good to know because I'm right on the cusp of buying the whole family bikes. We have the metro parks around this area. I don't know if you have similar things where it's like state owned or county owned. I want to say state, and they just make trails throughout like the woods and around lakes and all kinds of things like that, and they all connect together. Like I can go from Cleveland all the way to Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever do that, but you can.
We have something similar. It's old rail trails that they just converted.
Okay.
They were railroads, so they're like all flat and kind of raised from the rest of the woods, and then they paved a lot of it. Okay. Some of it's sometimes still dirt, but my favorite trail is all paved.
Okay, most of ours are like gravel, you know, just packed down gravel or whatever. But that's the plan is to just kind of get outside more as a family, and also get a little bit of fitness worked in there, you know, because my son's playing soccer, my daughter's playing soccer. Running sometimes does suck. Let's just be honest. Even if you love it, at times you're like, I wish I had something else to do. So bikes are on the horizon, you know?
There you go. I was a runner. My knee has started bothering me the past few years. So I've loved biking since I was like, before we had cars, you know, I was 15, 13, whatever. To get to your friend's house, you rode a bike.
Yep.
And I always stuck with it. So I kind of gotten back into really pushing that bike riding, and I've enjoyed it. I have not a good bike for distance. It's a casual, like you're supposed to run 2 to 3 miles, you know, like whatever.
Okay. Kind of like a commuter bike within the city or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Let's remember it's the foldable bike.
That's right.
So
that's right. Yeah.
They're made for like you ride to the bus stop or whatever. And I am definitely pushing the limits of that bike, but you know, I got my money's worth. I'm enjoying it. And but yeah, I mean, it's been fun. Yeah, so where have you been? How come we weren't live last week, Darth?
Well, last week I went on a much-needed vacation. I didn't realize how much I needed that vacation until I was actually on that vacation, but I guess that's kind of how it works. We were going to cancel it at one point because we figured the COVID thing and all that stuff, you know, and they wouldn't let us cancel it because they were allowed to have people still. So it was just me and my family in a cabin. It was on Pleasant Hill Lake in Ohio. We were 150 yards from the beach area, which, whatever, it's not really a beach area. It's just like it goes into the water kind of a thing,
right? Which
it works, you know, to cool off during the hot days or whatever. But right next to that was the marina where we were able to rent a pontoon boat, and that's where it was at. Like I loved pontoon boat when we were trolling around the lake, just kind of on our own, just doing our own thing. It was fabulous. So yeah. That's where I was. I was Pleasant Hill Lake on a fabulous vacation. I wasn't able to stream on my channel. I wasn't able to stream here, but I did get to watch a little bit of other people lurking a lot, though. Just saying.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time. I'm jealous a little bit.
Yeah, it was fun. I almost booked it when I was sitting there. I almost booked it for next year too, but we're thinking maybe another cabin next year. And who knows what'll be going on at that point because, COVID is taking over our lives.
Yeah. Let's hope everything's back open real quick.
Yeah.
Welcome, Binks. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, it is crazy. I mean, we were talking just a bit before the podcast, and I said, you all, if you follow me on the internet, I typically travel a good amount, go to cons. Last year I did PAX East, PAX West, TwitchCon, and GuardianCon. And this year, PAX East I did luckily hit. That's my local con, and then the rest all got canceled. So
Yeah.
no
Everything.
cons for me this year, basically, which means very little traveling. Partially because the cons are canceled, partially just because COVID. But we are debating doing like a road trip, like a small, maybe like to the woods or something, like you're saying.
Camping, or I don't know if you guys are tent campers, but that, you can't do it
We
for a
have tents.
long, extended period of time. But for a day or two, it's perfectly valid, and you get some hikes in there and stuff. But man, just working from home, because I used to go to an office every single day, so I had my separate office space, my separate workspace, and like it's starting to wear on me. I feel my productivity kind of just dive bombing at work. I feel my productivity dive bombing in my personal projects and things like that I'm doing, and it's just like, wow, when is this gonna end? Like
You're definitely
I just
not
want it to
alone.
be over.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
know a lot of people kind of getting, I don't know, stir crazy or just like feeling like, what are you working for? Because you just sit at home even after work too.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I know Baggy's been feeling a little bit. Obviously, I'm still out of work right now, and I'm almost feeling the opposite. Like I am enjoying that I'm not working, but like I want to start building towards a career. But like, what's out there? So yeah, it's still crazy time, and hopefully, by episode 50, we're talking about all the cool things we can do again. We'll see.
You know what's interesting though, changing the subject completely, is that the movie release world and like con world is kind of changing in a way. So like CES, for example, they just announced that they're only online forever.
Okay.
Like they're never going to be a CES like they were in the past, in a big convention center where everyone goes and visits. They're permanently online, which is kind of interesting.
Nintendo kind of did that with Nintendo Treehouse or whatever. I think they've done small things.
I thought it was the directs that was their channel.
So the directs are like I might be wrong. I'm not. I love Nintendo, but I don't follow them hardcore.
Right.
I believe the Treehouse is like their big kind of like, instead of E3 they do the Treehouse, and then the directs are like the couple monthly updates. But obviously, anyone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong anywhere.
Let
but
us know in the chat. E3 probably is gonna die. I don't think PAX will. PAX seemed like a pretty good. You've been to a bunch of them, right? PAX seemed like one of the better ones out there. E3, I've never been, and obviously they just opened it to consumers. But maybe if they went back to industry insiders only, maybe it would survive. I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about that on a past episode, that it's very good for the industry members, not so good for the the consumers, I suppose.
Actually, I think during that episode you were saying that industry insiders were specifically saying, I wish they didn't open it to the public because that changes the amount of things we can see. That changes the amount of reporting we can do. It completely changes the feel of the event. So, and that makes
you also have
perfect
people
sense.
coming up and asking, like, I don't know, can I take a photo? Can I have your autograph? Like, whatever. Instead of business chatter and brainstorming ideas and just meeting people of similar, instead of meeting people in your career path, you're meeting people who like maybe don't even want to work in gaming. They just like games,
They're like, oh, I want to meet all the people that I watch on their podcast. Right. I want to go meet Justin and Chris from GG Weekly Podcast and take a picture with them, because when they put
TwitchCon
it back to
2021
industry only, then we'll be there, right? We'll get an invite, right?
Yeah, hopefully TwitchCon 2021 they can meet us both, huh, Darth?
Yes, I would love that to be a thing. As long as TwitchCon 2021 is the thing. Ugh.
Yeah.
I hate that I have to say
2021.
That. Oof. I hate that I have to say that. But anyway, let's get into some of the meat and potatoes of the things, because we're talking about life a lot right now. So I really one thing that you mentioned in the Discord, and I'm skipping over all the things, all the Xbox stuff. We'll get to the news later. Vacation had a big toll on what I think about streaming and my goals and where I want to go with my content creation, quote unquote, career and things. So you put setting goals in there, and that's
Good.
something that I'll be honest with you, man. I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling with setting goals for myself because
Yeah.
vacation was so nice where I was like, why do I have to go back to work? Can't I just come on the boat tomorrow too? Can't I just get on the pontoon every single day? Come on, now. You
That'd
know?
be nice, right? If
So,
only we were
like,
born rich.
So vacation has a way of giving you perspective in a way. So like me setting goals for my stream right now, because we're all streamers, or well, a lot of us are streamers, and at what point do you kind of go, what should I do? What should be my next step? Because I know you have the ability right now to stream every day if you want. It's a struggle
Yep.
there, of course, but how are you setting goals right now? Like,
So I'm not actually real good at planning things. I've never been like a notebook person. I don't really schedule. I mean, we've talked about before. I hate scheduling. Same with goals. I've never like vocalized or written goals. Obviously, the long-term goal has been partner for a long time. I think a lot of people on Twitch, that's the check mark, right?
Once you hit affiliate, what's the next thing that
Right.
is realistically professionally recognized by Twitch? The only next
Right.
thing is partner. There's no like
Basically,
incremental
yeah.
thing in between. So how do you
Yeah, and
set
Twitch opens a
goals?
lot of like secret doors, right? Like you're much more likely to get sponsorships just because you have a check mark. You can make a stream team. You can have more emotes. There's a whole list of things that you've basically unlocked for that aren't like ultra important, but they definitely bring more to the table. So that's the big long term partner.
Right.
And then probably even after that would be being able to afford my life on Twitch, right? Because partner
like
doesn't mean you make
full-time
enough
income.
to, right? Yeah, you could be partner and still make, I don't know, a couple $100 a month, and that's not paying for even your mortgage probably.
Yeah, technically partner, you could still have a day job and you still have to work for a living, and then you're also a Twitch partner as well. So
like the short-term goals are harder, I think, especially because everybody does the follower goals, but those are almost meaningless. You can do sub goals,
follower goals. Like here's a question I have. So for a while there, I did have a sub goal, and I was lucky enough to meet that sub goal. And then for the next month, I go, do you remove all the ones that didn't renew and go backwards again, or is this like a running total? Like, how do you decide what your personal goals are? That seems satisfactory in a way.
Yeah.
Because like you can have 20. Okay, so let's say I meet 25 sub goal this month, and then next month I go back into my analytics panel, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I only have 10 subs. So do I still have a 25 goal, or do now I have?
Yeah.
Does it keep running and keep going?
In theory, you should probably put it like at least 5 higher, right? In theory, because you've already done the 25, and if you've stuck to schedule and you've done all the same stuff, you didn't slack, then your goal should be higher in theory.
Okay.
But I don't think sub goals or viewer goals, and you'll hear this a lot on YouTube. I try not to listen to those people because I've gotten a lot of bad advice Googling how to grow and all that. But I agree with this one, I think most goals should be something you can accomplish without another person, right? I can't force anyone to sub. I can put the number whatever I want. And if so let's say all my viewers don't have money, right? They're all broke. And that's fine. You don't have to sub to me. I want you to afford dinner, not my sub.
Not
Who
your
cares,
sub
right? Like,
not
my emotes,
half going to Twitch, right?
Right.
You hit the nail right on the head, and that's what I've been struggling with. Is I don't want any of my goals to be attained by someone else choosing to do something.
They don't feel as good because they're like I said. I mean, like we just said, you could get the goal of subs, and then everyone like pushed to get you there, spent their money and
which is
whatever,
amazing.
And then next month maybe they can't afford it the next month, and now maybe they feel bad because they can't help you reach your goal. You feel bad because you did worse than your goal. It really didn't make anybody feel better the next month unless it just keeps growing.
It made you and your community feel bad at the same time. And then you're like, oh, Baggy goes, next month, I can't afford it, banned.
Yeah, right?
Obviously a joke, but damn.
She wrote something here too. I wanted to say I love setting goals. I just don't like doing anything to accomplish them. And that's a big thing.
Oh, okay.
Don't just set the goal. You need attainable goals, first of all, and then you need ways to get there. So like a good goal would be, I'm going to stream on my schedule for the whole month, or I'm gonna, when I'm not streaming, I'm gonna, I don't know, talk in this many other people's chats, and not to just get their views, but just anything that you're getting your name out there. It's about getting your name. You don't go in there and be, hey, come check out my stream, and don't ever.
Hey, when I
message
was
them
streaming
later.
yesterday,
Like, unless they ask you or you're like that good of friends, just take the back seat, be a viewer, and if they ask. Or you know what? It's a good tactic, and I'm not saying like just to steal views or whatever, but chat in their community for a while, get to know the person, and then one day you can raid them, right? Yeah. And now you still again don't say anything about your stream unless they ask.
Everyone goes, oh wait,
you've opened that door. Yeah.
They came from that person's stream, and they're combining. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I like where you're going.
Right. So, I mean, obviously, I think you should always have good intentions, right? like find people you actually dig, that you think have
that work with your
you believe in.
You don't want to throw your community at someone who, they have more viewers or more subs or more followers than you, but your community doesn't mix with. You don't want to just be like, hey, community, let's go over there to try to steal some of them. You want to literally bring the two communities together so that you're kind of one in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of benefit to. You really could bring benefit. I mean, you already rated them, right? So you've put out the only real gain at that point. You've given them your community for the day and said, here, I trust you with my community. And what they do with it from there, that's on them. Maybe they shout you out. That's cool. Don't do it for the shout out. If they don't shout you out, you can't message them all pissed off or anything. Like, do it because you want to support.
I don't know how you feel about this. I never do shout outs. They already know that you're a streamer. They already know for a fact. So is it really necessary for me to post your Twitch link and be like, oh, shout out to this person and all that stuff? Or is it better to be genuine and be like, thank you, welcome everyone who's here? Like, everyone kind of knows how Twitch works.
You can be genuine and shout out. I think the point of a shout out is you give that link. Like, let's say I'm on mobile, or I don't know. I just don't really understand Twitch enough that I can click the name, then click their page. Then
I guess
it's just the links there.
Maybe it's just like a me thing where I know, I'll click the name and then I'll go follow it, go watch some of their VODs or whatever it may be,
Note to self, don't raid Darth. He won't shout me out. See, there's the bad mentality.
There we go. I'm going to do shout outs. I promise. That, I don't know. It's just like I've never, even when I get shout outs, I've never seen any, like, it doesn't really change anything,
Yeah.
Which rating is kind of one of those things where you're not really respecting a return. What you're hoping for is that your community sees them and then follows them. Really?
Yeah, you're, like I said, you're almost showing them you're not live 24/7, right? Majority of people, I don't think anyone
hopefully
really is. I know there's been channels of like kittens in a room for like literally 24/7 or something.
All you have to do is angle your camera a little bit to what is my left, your right, and then you could just have a 24-hour cat stream. Sometimes it'd be just the jungle gym or whatever, the house or whatever, but there it is.
No, but there was a channel, they had brand new kittens, so they barely move. It was like in a box or something, and they just had a camera, I don't know, for a month or two, and it was just the kittens all the time. It's a real thing. Baggy Sesh still follows them.
Well, I mean, I've seen things like organizing my garage, and there's just a camera, and they're not talking to chat, they're not playing music, they're just literally organizing their garage. And I'm like, how is this entertainment? I don't want to watch it. I don't want to do that, let alone watch it.
Hey, you saw it, right? Somehow.
I did. And I was like, what are they doing? They are literally organizing their garage. Back out.
Okay, well, it still piqued your interest. So if they
still
were
got
good at it, they could put panels that kind of also kept you around. You know, like
That's true. Yeah.
this isn't what I always do. I sometimes do this that you actually really like. Or yeah, there you go, Baggy.
Baggy
they have a
loves
YouTube where they
organization.
and they have a YouTube with organization videos, and they just happen to go live to organize their garage. I don't know.
Okay.
There's definitely there's a market for anything.
I guess I'm like, who watches that? And I'm the one who clicked on it, watched it, and then I left, but I still
Talked
watched
about
it.
twice, I think, on our show so far.
Have I? Oh man. Maybe
So it couldn't have been that bad.
Maybe I need to subscribe to the garage organization streams.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah,
That's
back
hilarious.
to kind of goals. So I think just setting goals that you can accomplish, figuring out how to get there, and then using the tools around you to do so. Whatever that may be, whether it's just I know you said, I think it was you know, stream buddy, kind of ask questions to, and
Yeah, get
whatever,
yourself.
keep you on
I think
track.
it's really important for you to have a stream buddy. It doesn't even have to be someone that watches you or subs to you or a mod or anything. Just someone you can be like, hey, can you watch this clip real quick and like tell me what's going on? Like, what am I doing wrong? You know, some really good advice can come from someone who doesn't necessarily watch every single one of your streams, but stops by once in a while. I think that's invaluable information because they're there because they're your friend, not necessarily because like you're the content they want all of the time.
Yeah.
But they can give you really good advice on just a basic level of, you kind of, sometimes you get into your game too much and you don't chat. And it looks like a lot of your chat's trying to get your attention. And you're like, oh, really? I didn't realize that, you know?
Literally anyone you could get like advice about how they feel about your stream could be valuable, because if they watched once and never came back, why did they not come back? If they come every day, why do they come back every day? You know, like
if they leave at a certain point in your stream, why do you leave at that certain point in my stream? What's going on? You know?
You switched a game, or did they just happen to eat dinner or go to bed at that time? Like it could be, you know, there's nothing wrong with your channel or your content. It's just that's dinner time. They have to leave.
A cool thing about advice, well, not a cool thing, but something that we neglect to realize about advice is sometimes if someone says, I don't really have any advice for you. I mean, I watch until I can't watch anymore, but you're good. That's also valuable advice in the terms of you're satisfying one viewer's entertainment needs. I got real technical with that for some reason, but you know what I mean? Like,
Somebody's
they didn't
happy
have any
to come
advice.
there every day. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have any advice for you, so that's good. That's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
No improvement is saying, okay, you're doing a good job for me, so keep on trucking, you know? Kind of one of those.
So,
I don't
Darth,
know.
what do you think your goals are? Let's long-term, short-term, like immediate maybe.
So you and I have had many conversations because kind of like Baggy says in chat, my stream buddy is Nudes. You are also my stream buddy in a way, or content creation buddy. I'll be like, hey man, you got any time to watch this YouTube video? Check it out. You know, and you'll give me advice there. My goals were really different before. Now, coming out of vacation, they've changed a little bit. So during vacation, I realized that I really, really, really enjoy the editing process of YouTube videos. And I haven't been doing YouTube at all. Like, I just fell off the YouTube planet, if that's a thing. Whatever. So I'm starting to try to create more YouTube content again, but it's like editing gameplay videos.
Okay.
So my new goal is to continue working with YouTube because I really enjoy the content creation process of YouTube, and then just kind of let go a little bit during stream. Like, not put pressure on myself for, oh man, I gotta try to get new followers, I gotta try to get new subs, I gotta try to do this, I gotta try to do that. I'm hoping that the Twitch stream will kind of grow organically if I do a good job, but the Twitch stream is going to be more or less get content that's editable later, if that makes any sense. Like, I put too much stress on myself, and I'm like, I'm not getting subs, I'm not getting people showing up, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. There was a bunch of I'm not, and that.
But what are you doing, right? Like you can definitely turn that around, because once again, you know, people, even your viewership doesn't mean it's bad content, because that day, who knows, maybe, I don't know, there's a show that half your viewers are into and it airs that day or whatever, whatever it may be. Everybody went on vacation that week. It's school vacation. You didn't even realize, and that's whatever, that country that people watch you in or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You don't always have control over those things. So I definitely think it's important. Some of my best streams that I've had, I got no new followers, basically no new subs, but I had a blast. My chat had a blast. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the
and it was
cool
good
thing
content.
It's good content, so you can, for me, someone who loves to edit as well, I can take that stream, I can edit it down to the exciting parts and whatever, and throw that on a YouTube montage or something like that.
Right.
You know, kind of give myself, I guess, also watch my stuff back and remind myself, oh, that was actually a really good stream. It's good. So
yeah, we actually had fun, even though I beat myself up after looking at the analytics.
Yeah. The Streamlabs email came in and I'm like, oh, you know, it's what are your goals? Do you have
yeah, I mean, long term still ones? Partner, even though that's obvious, but like I'm trying to build that around Destiny. Short term, I'd say, is probably most immediate, that I've kind of realized that I'm real bad at, and I know other people are pushing me to be better at, is similar to what you're saying, and that's just taking my content and putting it other places. I don't post clips anywhere. I don't think I've ever posted a clip on another website.
You have Metal. I know you have Metal, and I tried it for a little while, but I don't like that I can't capture a cam.
So Metal isn't my Twitch clips though. Like, Metal is clips I take using the Metal app.
And you have to hit the button or the hotkey.
I hit F8 and I get a clip from my gameplay. There's no camera. I can have my mic in it. I don't know if I do or don't. I switch it all the time, but
I don't believe you do, because I joined Metal and then friended you and watched some of your clips, and I don't believe you have your mic on there. So it's just pure Destiny gameplay.
I've used less Metal lately, partially because I can't run it and my stream definitely loses quality. I start dropping frames because it's recording 24/7 basically.
Yeah, anytime any game that is Metal supported is up, it's recording, and you can hit a button and it'll capture the last 30, 60, 120.
I do 30 seconds, so it's recording, and every 30 seconds it basically overwrites itself or whatever, whatever. I'm sure it's a continuous. It'd have to probably do a minute. I
have some really cool information about the video where you can do OBS replays, because it's
you sent me a whole thing on that, right?
Oh, it's amazing. It's not like, if you hit the button, it's not 30 seconds from there. You can hit the button repeatedly, and it'll capture from 60 seconds ago repeatedly forever.
Metal does that. That is what it does.
Well, so it's not like 60 seconds you hit the button and it's over, and then and it kind of buffers until it gets to 60 seconds again. You can hit it repeatedly in OBS and it'll always be 60 seconds.
Yeah, Metal does that, because I'll actually see, I have a little thing that pops up in the corner that says like Metal clip, and I'll see that in the middle of some of my other clips, because I did a clip.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool.
So,
because if you're like, oh, I didn't get the full clip that I wanted, or like I did something else, I want it to be part of that, and you keep going, right? That's cool. I like that. Yeah. But Metal did impact my stream a little bit, and I'm like, if I'm running OBS already, I may as well just use the OBS replay buffer instead of Metal. I wonder if that'd
run better while I'm streaming than Metal.
Because technically speaking, what OBS is doing is it's recording to your hard drive anyways, and then uploading it incrementally up to Twitch.
Okay.
So technically, you shouldn't have any loss whatsoever.
Okay. I'll give it a try. Yeah, so I mean, I did Metal. Metal was cool. I actually grew like a kind of following on Metal. I don't know how or why.
Aren't you a partner?
I'm a Metal partner.
That sounds for what it is. Really legit, by the way. Metal partner. I'm a Metal partner.
I am a Metal partner. It's kind of a big deal, and if you didn't know, you should probably follow, sub, and just give me all your money. But no, it's in my opinion, it was kind of right? It was kind of an easy program to get into.
Yeah.
But I tried to do it right from the ground in case it gets bigger, and whatever. But I like Metal. I still use it, but I find I stream a lot more now. So most of my content's on Twitch if I want to go get a clip or something. And I also don't feel Metal clips do a lot. Most people don't want to just see, I got 2 snipes.
That's the thing is like Metal, the reason that I stopped, it's still on my computer, but I stopped it from running in the background and it doesn't start up unless I start it. I just didn't like the fact that there was no cam. Like, yeah, you can put the mic on there, but the cam kind of connects you to your audience. You know, we've talked about cam list streams and cam with cam streams before. It just connects you with your audience a little bit differently, you know, and especially if you're kind of trying to use Metal to, I guess, promote yourself a little bit. You kind of want people to be like, oh, I recognize that guy. Okay, I want to go sit in his chat or something, you know?
Yeah, so far all I got is it shares my name, right? So they at least know, oh, that dude did this and it was cool and I liked it. But yeah, I don't know. I got like 100-something followers on there and I follow like 10 people. I didn't do anything to get there. It just kind of happened. So I don't know. That was cool, but it didn't translate anywhere. So I definitely want to get better about taking my clips that are funny or really cool or pure stupidity and sharing them other places besides maybe like to a private Discord message or something, because I've done that.
I think it's really important for you to watch yourself back, and Baggy in our chat actually made a very interesting point, and this, I preach this to most newbies that are on Reddit, because I'm on Reddit all the time, and she goes, I watch all my streams to see if I would actually watch myself or my stream. And that's important because, like, at the very base, at the very minimum, you have to at least want to watch yourself, right?
See, I don't know if that's true because I don't think I'd watch myself, and other people do. But besides that point, I do think it's always more, first of all, it's more awkward watching yourself. Really? And in some ways, it's more boring because you clearly already know what happens. You were there. You did that stream. Like,
you know what's odd? So I kind of feel the opposite. When I watch myself, sometimes I'll see something and I'm like, did I really just do that? That's hilarious. Because, like, I'm just doing something weird with my face or mannerisms or whatever it may be. And then, like, when I'm recording YouTube videos, I'll do a bloopers reel. And then I will laugh at myself. And I'm like, the blooper reel's better than the actual video. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like I see a lot of things when I'm watching myself. I see a lot of things that I didn't know I even did that were actually entertaining. Which means
I just do things that I'm like annoyed by. Like I touch my nose way too much.
You're like, stop it.
Stop touching your nose. I'm about to do it now because I'm talking about it.
You're like, I need a nose counter. Like,
yeah, that actually, maybe I could make it funny, you know?
It's a command. It's a exclamation nose, and it just counts up on your stream every single time you touch your nose. See what you've done? You've made content. You just made more content.
It's already becoming a command in my chat, I guess. So there it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so short term, probably taking more clips, whether I have to take them myself or just maybe getting comfortable asking chat, like, yo, you clip that for me.
Did you know on the Stream Deck, it's a single
I had that set up for a while. Yes.
And I did
it once and it was the wrong, I think it was like delayed a little bit or something and I was annoyed.
So I love the Stream Deck. So when I hit the clip button, it waits for 2 seconds. So like I can finish a statement or something like that. And then it clips it in OBS and marks it on my Twitch channel. Okay. So it doesn't clip it from Twitch. It marks it it clips it on my computer and then marks it in Twitch. So that
you can make it a Twitch clip if you want.
Yep.
And you have like a clip that's in probably better quality.
Oh yeah, because I record in full 1080. I only stream in 720. I have separated channels for everything for audio, so I can remove chat, remove whatever I want. A couple different interesting things.
I'm going to finish up goals and then I'll bring up another point there. But yeah, I think that's it. Just marketing myself other places is not just like, I do okay on Twitter, but it's like, it's just me talking to the world and we have a good time with it.
You're screaming into the it's like you're screaming out a door. You're just like, listen to me or watch my video. And then you just hope people go, okay.
I do have a point on that though. Last week, I did a test. I tweeted every day when I went live except one day.
Okay.
And it was the worst viewership I had the whole week. Was the one day I didn't tweet.
So what you're saying,
I don't know if it correlates. It's a small test sample, but I tweet every time I go live now.
Okay, because I actually gave up on live tweets. completely gave up
Now-
on them for a while.
Most of mine, I didn't use an actual link.
Oh,
Lately, I started using a link again, so I'm going to play around with that, and I'll get back to you all and see if I notice any difference. I do know it sounds like Twitter is less likely to show people ones with links, but obviously, if they have a link to click, the person seeing it is more likely to probably come to the channel.
right.
So you're
I
kind of in
also-
this battle.
I heard that don't let Twitter do the like big link box or whatever it is. You know how they
Okay.
do that like unfurl thing? Put an image,
do.
like whether it's like an image of you or your stream setup or just something else
Yes.
out there to share some other form of media or a GIF or just something other than their Twitter like auto link big giant box thing that they do.
That's a good
That's what I
point. I
hear.
did the box the last 2 times. Interestingly enough, someone commented on it and said, "Oh, new logo, I like." So that was kind of cool that the box
Okay.
was there.
Sure.
But I guess I could have just myself put my logo there, and
Yep.
I've seen people use like their like an animated version of their logo. That's cool.
Well, because
like you said.
motion attracts the human
Yeah.
eye, so if you scroll by, you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's in motion." You're gonna read it, even if
So
you don't
I'll
care
keep
about
playing.
it.
I'm the test dummy right now of Twitch, right?
Nice.
Yeah, test
Nice.
dummy. But so tweeting seems to have been helping for me. Take
I
that with
started
whatever you
Instagram
want.
again.
Ooh, I actually did a little bit too. So we can both kind of play
I
off
don't know
each
if
other
you-
there.
I don't know if you noticed, like when I was on vacation, I was putting videos and clips, and I even did an IGTV video when I was out there.
Okay, I didn't see that, but I saw you put them on Twitter, right?
I put it on Twitter and Instagram, and Instagram got a lot more attention than Twitter did. Now, my Twitter following is way different than yours, of course. Basically, I don't really have one. But Instagram seemed
I
to...
have to say, of course, geez.
I seem to reach more people that I had no clue who they were on Instagram than I did on Twitter,
Okay.
which is kind of interesting because I posted one video just generically to the story or whatever.
Yep.
Because Instagram, you can do 3 different confusing things. You can do your
Oh my
feed,
gosh, yes.
your story, or IGTV. And the IGTV one just way more attention than any of the other 3.
Interesting. Interesting.
So,
Yeah, Instagram.
I don't know if that holds any clout. That was only one single post,
Right.
but still.
Yeah, Instagram's cool. I feel like it's easy to get likes, but I feel like a lot of people just kind of scroll and like stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
'cause
they
you can
don't
double click, you can double tap to like. You're like, baby, whatever.
like
go,
not to
baby,
call her out,
go.
but I'm calling her out. I know for a fact Baggy likes like 9/10 of her feed. You know what I mean? Like it's just they're her friends. Those are people she
she just
followed.
scroll,
She's
double,
supporting them.
scroll,
She
double,
likes the
scroll, double.
photos. Yeah, and that's fine. I like most things that I like. Like if they appeal to my eye, whether
Okay.
I know the person, so they're my friend, like, or that's a really pretty scenery. I don't like
Okay.
everything, but I will say it's very easy to go, oh, that's a pretty scenery, and you double click and you move on without knowing who posted it, without knowing maybe they went live on Twitch or any of that stuff. So I
Yep.
bet the follow through is probably pretty low.
It's
for
gonna
photos.
be. I guarantee it's low on Instagram. Here's why. Because unless you're like an influencer, I forget what level you have to be, you can never ever post a link. You always have to be like link in bio. Who's
Right.
gonna click on your name, follow that through, and do all of
I know
that stuff?
story posts seem to be better. I know a lot of the bigger dudes and stuff, or women or whatever, will post in their story a clickable link,
Okay.
and I think that seems to work better.
I don't think I'm not allowed to post a clickable link at all. Like whether it's
Oh,
story
okay.
anywhere. Like I can't
I think
post
it's
a
scroll.
clickable.
You swipe up to go to the site or something. Can we not do
Okay.
that? I've never
I
tried.
don't unless I might just have no clue how to do it, but I'm pretty sure that I cannot.
There you go. Baggy says you can only do that if you have 10,000 followers.
Well,
So by next week, I'll let you know if that helps, because
Oh,
I'll
God.
start just being able to do that. I'm real
Well,
close to 10,000.
well, by the time
I'm not at all.
by the time I hit partner, I may, if I ever hit partner, I may have 10K. Ugh. Yeah. So that's what draws
Never
me to
mind
Twitter
then.
more too. Like
Yeah,
Instagram gets more interaction from people you don't know,
agreed.
but it doesn't get any more follow through. It's like
I don't think so. I think
It's
Twitter's better.
just right there.
for that personally. I also seem to I know how to engage with someone on Twitter, right? They're giving an opinion. I can butt in and give my opinion or agree with them, or they have a moment and I can retweet it and kind of like share that moment with them for them. But on Insta, how do you do that? How do you
retweet or re-Insta something? Like, I don't even know what it's called because it's not a thing.
You can share
right?
stuff to your story from other people's, I believe.
But that's not my story then. It's like, that would just be like...
I suppose, let's go back to like the retweet, because to celebrate with them, you could share it as your story and be like, look what my friend did.
Okay.
Right? Or something.
Sure. It's like one of those TikTok duo things or whatever. I don't know if you've ever used TikTok, but it's just like, it splits the screen in two. I don't have it anymore because I also deleted it because I wasn't using it and it didn't matter.
I've just heard too many security questionable things that made me nervous that I finally just removed it.
Yeah, I even did you delete your account too?
No, I didn't use it though. I deleted my
account, deleted the app. I was like, whatever, this is not working. But TikTok duos, at least I knew how to reshare someone's stuff, because you can do a duo thing where like their video was half the screen and your video was the other half of you reacting to said thing. So at least I knew how to like reshare something. Whereas in Instagram, I'm like, if I like something, do people see this? I know you can hit the paper airplane and like send it to your story like you were saying, but I don't want it to be in my story because that's not about me. Like, I kind of want it to be like, I don't know. It's a very weird
I'm not a big Instagrammer. I mean, any photo you post, you'll get some likes basically, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's true. They moved people being able to see your likes. But so anyway, I just want to share my content everywhere else, especially Twitter.
Twitter's
that way
my
people
favorite.
know what my Twitch is and see the funny moments if they weren't there, or what they missed, or whatever. And maybe make something on YouTube.
By leaps and bounds, Twitter is my favorite social media, with no question, not even close for any other.
100% agree.
I love Twitter, and yeah, Twitter's kind of garbage at times, but all you have to do is filter things and fix it. And like, I've been using it for so long that I feel comfortable there. And
I do.
I really do feel, like you said, that Twitter has more engagement. Like if you, why don't you marry Twitter, Darth? Thanks, Baggy. Good grief. Twitter just has like a bigger engagement. It's easier because like you're not restricted to posting links. You're not restricted to these things where they're like, give me your money and then you can finally do this thing, Like if I wanted to post a link on Instagram without 10,000 followers, I could pay them per click.
Right.
No thanks. I'm out.
I also just like Twitter because it's not owned by Facebook. If we want to get into that, I'm not a big fan of Facebook, so Twitter, I don't know, it's just not Facebook. But anyway,
so we both talked about our goals. Mine, I've tried to simplify mine a lot. Yours are specific. What are your motivators and then blockers in these goals? So like, I've talked a lot about my struggles with streaming. Motivation. Oh yeah, or even just streaming. So I've talked a lot in various media formats of my struggles with. My number one struggle is fear, realistically. Fear that I can't make it work. Fear that people won't like the content that I'm putting out. Fear that, I don't know, I guess it almost breaks down to like old school, high school. Like, I don't want to be made fun of, man. Like...
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest blockers in creating content, is that I'm worried that my content sucks. I mean, like, what if you had to say your biggest blocker? What would that be?
Biggest blocker for me, I guess I have like, I'd say 3 bigger ones.
Okay.
One would be not feeling like I have the skills to do some of the things I want to do, right? Like I can't, like right today, I don't know how to edit a video. So like YouTube becomes harder. I'd have to put a bunch of effort into that, which follows up with my fear is wasting time. That's my fear in anything in life. I have this big, like, it overcomes my whole soul that time is limited and I have to waste, use my time in a way I'm happy with. And you could stream for years and still have
And still have a goose egg
10
on that.
viewers, and
Yeah.
now you basically, I mean, 10's nice, but yeah, if it's been 10 years and I have 10 viewers, hopefully I get past that at some point. Or yeah, you could be at 0, even worse. But yeah, and then you'd almost feel in some ways you could have used the time better. I don't want to say wasted your time, because I'm sure you made some friends. I'm sure you had some good moments. You probably had some fun.
Yeah.
But if you could have used that time, 10 years or whatever is a long time, or let's even use 5, you could have learned a new skill that got you a career you wanted or something.
I mean, how long have you been streaming?
I've streamed, oh God, I have the date somewhere. What is it, 3 or 4 years?
So
3 years, I think.
We'll
Yeah.
say 3 years. I've been a streamer off and on for probably about 2.
Yeah.
And when you think about wasting that time, do you feel like your time is wasted at this juncture right here?
I don't yet, because a lot of that time I was less streaming than I was streaming. You know, I
Okay.
went through a lot of phases of months off. So I didn't feel like I gave it my all. So you can't really be upset with the outcome.
Well-
I've made a lot of friends, like, and I don't
Okay.
mean like a ton, like I have hundreds
mean,
of friends, but like I've made
tech-
good friends. Like,
Technically speaking, the reason that we are sitting here right now is because both of us are streamers.
yes,
And we met each
That's
other
true.
through that world, and now we talk
Right.
a lot. So
my best friend Mike yesterday on our bike ride mentioned that he thought it was so cool that when we did a road trip, we stopped along the way. I stopped at Eddie Nine's house. I stopped at the Train's house. I stopped at Mana Vault's house at one point. I met Joker Lover and Thromshall, her husband. That was all on 2 different road trips. And like, that's
awesome.
cool. Like, if it was just him in the car, he's like, I wouldn't have had anywhere to stop the whole ride. I would have went home or to Utah or whatever. And you know, I don't talk to all of them as much as I did back then, but it's still like life experiences that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
Well, I mean, it's the
TwitchCon was
same
a
thing.
blast. You know, anything.
Yeah, I remember watching your guys' photos when you were all at TwitchCon, and I was sitting at home going, man, I want to go to TwitchCon. Damn it.
Yeah, next year you're going. I don't care what's going on. If it's running.
GG Weekly Podcast is looking for a sponsor. No,
Do we need a sponsor to fly Darth to TwitchCon?
no, obviously, but I mean, so you said there was 3. What's the last blocker?
What was the third one? So yeah, fear of wasting time.
Yep.
Not
Fear that you
having
don't
the
have the
skills to do
skills.
the thing I want. And then the last one was, I would say, I don't actually take streaming too seriously. I feel like the correct amount of seriousness. I'm actually at a point, I follow a schedule-ish. You know, I show up, I think
Okay.
about the streaming. Before this, we do our brainstorming. But feeling like I take the game too seriously sometimes. My main
Are you
game
talking
in
about
life is
Destiny?
Destiny.
Are you talking about the game itself, like not the streaming game,
Yes.
quote unquote? You're talking about the
Right.
actual video game you're
the
playing.
physical video game that I play?
Okay.
I'm competitive by nature. I can be playing Fortnite that I know I'm bad at, and I still get mad when I lose.
Mhm.
Destiny, even more so. It's my main game. I want to succeed in whatever I'm playing. I want to beat the
That's-
Nightfall. I want to beat the raid. But I'm like, that's almost more important to me than the content.
Okay.
And then I feel sometimes the content gets lost in that.
So
because
the
I'm, like,
content's suffering
focused.
because you're so focused and so intently paying attention to the game.
Right. And I'm not good enough that I should even care enough. You know, like I'm okay at
don't
Destiny.
know.
I'm
I mean,
no, but
so-
you know what I mean? I'm not like a pro that people are there because I win every scrim I do or something.
Well, so there's an interesting thing that's happening, I guess, in the world of video games right now, especially with Twitch being where people watch games and stuff. You know, I think we even talked about it in one of our episodes. It's like try hard, sweats, like
Yeah, yeah.
you're a bot, you're all these things that are negative towards someone who wants to try at something. And I always find that weird. Like, I get it. There's a certain level of competitiveness where you're like, dude, chill it out. Like, you'll be fine. It'll be good. But,
Yeah.
you know, when I
Yeah, yeah.
get into Call of Duty, I know I'm not the best Call of Duty player, but I want to get the Warzone win. I want to be on the top of the leaderboards
Right.
all of the time. And you know, I get a little
Yeah.
disappointed when I get 149th place out of 150 people, you know? It's just
Oh,
natural.
I think it's okay to want to be good at a game, and I think there's something to be said about that anyway. If you want to be good at things, that's good, right? You you care about the things you're doing. You strive to be better than you are potentially.
Right, you're
That's
not
all
just-
okay. I just not giving the content such a backseat
Okay.
that sometimes if I reflect, maybe it's not true. I reflect back sometimes and I'm like, that was probably super boring. I was like focused on this,
You know how you would know that?
thing for half an hour if I watch my stream. Yes.
If you watch
I'm
your
gonna be
stream.
bored by my stream no matter what. I'm enough of you, Darth. But anyway, I think those are my 3 biggest blockers.
Okay.
Some less important than others. I've the blocker of taking the game seriously. I still stream every day, basically. So
Mhm.
I'm clearly not letting that stop me. I just wonder if I catch myself wondering if that's a thing and if I should stop it and how to do that. And then I'm almost like, whatever.
Interesting
But-
question for you. With
Go
that
ahead.
in mind, actually, do you feel that your streams are better when you stream something like Human Fall Flat or when you stream Destiny? Because Destiny being your main game, and then Human Fall Flat's, you can't take that game seriously in any way.
I probably
So-
did, but that's besides the point. I find that I make good content on more ridiculous things sometimes,
Okay.
but my audience, especially as of late, I've been building a Destiny community around myself. So
not
viewership
a
wise,
variety
engagement
streamer.
wise, I've become, a Destiny streamer. On the side,
Right.
I'll try out another game. It's not crazy if you pop on and I'm not playing Destiny, but you also know, like, if you said, oh, who do you know that plays Destiny? You'd probably point to me if of one of the people, just because that's something I do.
Literally call out you. I'd be like, oh, I know
Right.
Justin.
Oh, you play Destiny? Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out Baggy Noodle Arms, Justin, whatever. And
Yeah.
that'd be a thing. And then if they said, tell me a Sea of Thieves streamer, you wouldn't say me, but it's not crazy if I played Sea of Thieves. I've done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have a clip from the other night. I'll have to post it on our Twitter or my Twitter or somewhere.
Okay.
Path took it actually in our chat right now. And it's one of my favorite clips of late. I don't know if it's way over the top or what, but I lost it in the middle of a game. Like, I was so mad that somebody was playing the way they were that I acted it out in real life right here.
You totally Dr.
Baggy thought the house
disrespected,
was.
like,
I did. I Dr. Disrespect. I acted the whole thing out. Becky thought the house was blowing up. It was awesome, and I love the clip, even though part of
I
me
need to
feels like
see
it's
this.
ridiculous. So
I need to see
I
it.
will find it today, and I will share it with Darth, and then on Twitter, probably my personal Twitter, Baggy Noodle Arms on Twitter. So it was good.
I had a rare, unbelievably salty stream probably 3 weeks ago where I watched it back and I was like, this is actually decent content, even though I'm being like kind of a douchebag, being super salty in like tournament mode, if you will. And I'm like, that's not who I necessarily want to be, but it's actually kind of amusing. Like, it's good content, which makes, that's how Dr. Disrespect was born. Like, he goes, oh, I like what's going on here, so I'm gonna just keep going with it,
I do think a lot of streaming, especially, I don't know about you, but I started off streaming the way most of us do, watching all those stupid YouTube videos that have the best advice, even though that person's not partnered or whatever, right? Like,
the way to get 100,000 followers in a week. And
Yeah,
you're like, wait,
right.
what?
I watched a couple of those and then learned the basic, which in some ways helped because, you learn not to go into someone's chat and tell them to watch you. You learn, and it's kind of common sense, but it's also not. You're not in that culture.
Yeah.
So I learned some good things, but I think it put a fake fear in me right from the start that I had to be this perfect streamer. I had to act a certain way.
Yeah.
I had to be
Okay.
100% politically correct. I wasn't allowed to have opinions on, I don't know, basically anything. I had to be like a robot.
You were not allowed to
And-
be yourself. You just had
Yes.
to be the most successful streamers out there. You had to mimic exactly what they were doing to get their success. Yeah.
And the second I let go of that was probably it probably was only 6 months ago, if that. And I've never felt more relieved on Twitch. Like, I give my opinions. If I feel like it that day, I'll tell you my political view. I'll tell you whatever I want depending
Right.
on the day because it's
I mean,
me. You're watching
there's no
me.
one standing around you, or you got a
Yeah.
microphone that's broadcasting to the internet, and all they have
Yeah,
to
right.
do is just leave. Or if you don't like their opinion, you're like, ban.
Right. My
Deuces.
only rule for trying to I don't want to say censor myself, because I think it's a good thing, is I try to make sure what I'm saying doesn't purposely hurt anybody else.
Well, yeah, that
Right. And that's
that
it.
just
That's
is
the
being
only
a decent human
censorship.
being. Like,
Right. But
you're
we,
allowed
we
to have
all
your
behind
opinions.
curtains will do that, right? I'm sure we've all made fun of somebody that you drove by or you saw in the
I
store.
mean, we were all in high school at one point. Come on, we made
were
fun
all
of
in high
people.
school.
Like,
Right.
come on now.
So, and I try, even when I do that in real life, I sometimes will go, all right, that wasn't the, stop, because it's not.
yeah,
That's
you
not
end
cool.
it with, but I bet they're a really nice person.
Yeah. So I try to better myself even in real life, but that's my one rule on Twitch. Like, I want to have a welcoming community. I want to be a place that people can come to ask the game, can ask questions about the game. Especially, I want to be a Destiny guy. Come in and ask about Destiny. I won't make you feel stupid. Come on and ask for help. I'll try.
Interestingly, I've become a Call of Duty streamer, I guess. I'm a just
You
chatting on
have,
Call of
yeah.
Duty streamer. That's just kind of my thing now. And I started doing a community game night thing on Sundays where channel points, you can redeem channel points for 2v2 me. And you pick a
Ooh,
partner, I pick a partner from the community, and we battle it out.
That's
Or
actually kind of fun. I like that.
I have channel point rewards for Choose My Destiny, which is you get to pick the kit that I go in, whatever Call of Duty, you get to pick the kit that I go in with next.
You writing this all
things.
down, Baggy? We need to change up some channel point stuff.
I also have, because I have meme commands on there, so I have channel points where you can have meme command access for the day. if
We're
you
not
spend
doing
channel
that one.
points. You have what else did I put out there? You have VIP access for an astronomical amount of channel points because obviously you've been watching for a long time. So I'm like VIP status, and then you get it. But
Yeah,
the 2v2
lot of
me is
good
pretty
ideas.
fun. The 2v2 me, it was actually one Sunday. It was my entire stream was 2v2s the entire day. That's it.
Okay.
It was just 2v2s.
I'm sure
all
it was
day.
a good time.
It was. And then, after the 2v2s were over, I was like, everyone who 2v2'd, let's all get into private lobby and let's all play each other. It was cool.
I mean,
It
that
was a fun
sounds
time.
there. That's a direction right there to do definitely once a week. I think that sounds phenomenal.
It's not every day, obviously, but like,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
day.
A Saturday or whatever. Yeah, that sounds cool. We've been tinkering with a Minecraft once a week night, so I feel you on the community aspect. It's not my game, but I've had people in my chat who had the conversation that
if
we'd
you
all be
did a
interested in
Minecraft
doing
night,
it.
I would jump into. How much is
See?
Minecraft? I would jump in.
There are two versions. There's Java and Windows, and I barely know what I'm doing, but I'm
Well, I
probably
want
gonna
the
buy
RTX
Java.
version.
I think I'm buying Java because that's the one you can do a lot more like mods and stuff.
Okay. Because you can actually
I'm-
computer program in Minecraft. You can like make
Yes,
actual
yes.
things in Minecraft, which sounds crazy to me. And hopefully, the first time I don't get it, and all of a sudden I'm addicted forever. But I would jump into a Minecraft community.
Let's
night
figure
on
out
your
how to do
channel.
Minecraft servers. And one, I'll definitely be doing it for my channel. And two, if we get enough people who care about GG Weekly Podcast and they want it, we could do a dual stream or not stream of our community on Minecraft. I think that could be lots of fun.
That would be fun. You know what would be even better if you and I had squad streams. Twitch.
What? What's a squad stream? Because
You
I don't know
know?
any platform that does it.
Unless your partner. God, we were supposed.
Mixer.
I
Rip
thought.
Mixer.
Oh, well, let's have a 1 second moment of silence for Mixer. Hold on, I gotta pause the music. Okay, now we're done.
Yeah. 1 week ago, Mixer is officially done. Everybody's
Yeah.
on Facebook or Twitch, but they actually started, in my opinion, the whole squad streaming. Maybe not my opinion, might be real. I know they had it way before Twitch. Twitch adopted it for partners only with affiliates to come, and we've never heard anything ever
And
again.
That to come. I thought it was going to be TwitchCon 2019. I really, really did because it was a year after they announced it, and then they gave us Hype Train instead. Thanks,
The scam train.
Scam Train. Yeah,
I've heard it say
Terrible.
that, and I love it. I mean, it's cool. It's
I guess it's cool. I mean,
we're making fun of it with Baggy and with the train conductor in chat. Come on. It is cool. You can get some little badges. You get emotes that you get to keep forever, which I kind of like.
that is cool. That I guess there are some cool aspects of a Hype Train, but it's just Twitch being like, well, just throw us a bunch of money and we'll give you
Right.
things.
It's all
You're
money
basically purchasing
driven.
things.
Yeah, and for us smaller guys, I feel like a lot of the time. I mean, I don't even know if I've hit the hype train
I've never.
in my chat.
No.
I know you can change the settings so it's easier to hit and stuff.
Yeah,
And I
so
haven't
you can
played
put
with
it on-
that.
even the easiest mode is like something that I'm like, well, maybe someday. Like,
You know what? I'm lying. I think this week I hit it for the first time.
well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you. I think
Well-
I did when Lady Edge started that off, I believe, if I'm correct.
That is awesome, sir.
But
And,
either way, yeah. So, but
special shout out to Lady Edge for that support.
Special shout
That's
out.
amazing. That's amazing.
I think that happened. I could be wrong. I'm super forgetful on stream, but yeah. Either way, it's not like a big thing that's happening to all the small guys often. So stream
Right.
squads would have been a better addition in my eyes.
Yeah, I think that would have been more advantageous to Twitch as a whole.
It's probably
than,
more work though, because that's like they have to
Well,
figure out.
I
I
mean,
mean,
Twitch,
they did it kind of for partners, right?
they've got Amazon Web Services behind them. Like,
They
come
really
on.
do, yeah.
Like,
They
you
have all the
run
servers in
half
the world for
frickin'
free.
world. The other half is run by Alphabet, also known as Google, and like you guys have the infrastructure to let this be a widely available thing. You just do. We use Amazon Web Services at my job, and like the power up in that cloud is just ridiculous. There's no
Right.
way that anyone could ever need more than what's up there. And then if you need more, they just split it off into multiple instances, and you're like, okay, it's infinite. It's ridiculous. So I think
Yeah.
squad streams would have been a better addition to
But-
the Twitch universe.
But
I
that
guess, if
costs
that's a
them
thing.
money, and it doesn't technically make them money. So that's why
It
the
could.
train thing happened.
It could make
yeah,
them
I mean,
money. Because
yeah, we could argue
let's be
back and
honest,
forth on
if-
that, I guess.
I mean, I guess you're right. You could argue back and forth, but I would say if I'm playing with a group of 4 people in a squad in Warzone and I'm a small streamer and we all bring our communities together in a way from squad streams. So instead of
Right.
raiding each other, now you're just literally playing at the same time and they can jump between all the different things. They're
Yeah.
really worried. I think they were really worried about like small streamers becoming partner because a partner streams with another small streamer or something like that. Some kind
But
of
even
like,
that, as long as that new partner is making an income, it helps Twitch. And also, I'm pretty positive the view only counts for whichever person you have as the big screen.
it's the main screen.
So they're
yeah.
more likely to click the partner. I mean, the partner has those viewers for a reason. People
Yeah,
might click over to you and give you a follow, say hello,
if
or
the partner's
try to be
dead,
your friend.
if the
but-
partner's dead and like even if if you're watching Tim and some random streamer that you never knew, you're gonna want to listen to Tim's chat versus or interact
Yeah.
with that community versus just switching over to the other
Yeah.
ones. You would assume, but I don't know. You could even say squad streams if you're in a squad stream and you join via one community. No matter what screen you're on, you're always a viewer for that community. You could even do that.
Did you watch? Not to change topics totally. But did you watch Tim this morning?
I didn't watch him this morning. Actually, today oddly was one of the days where I didn't turn on a stream.
I
Did
asked
something
because
crazy
he streamed. I don't think it was real gameplay. I believe it was just like a loop or the owner playing it in the background. He streamed him playing Ashes of Creation. It's a
Okay.
new MMO, and he was with the creator in BC, and they were talking about the game. So
Okay.
it's supposed to be a new MMO, kind of competing with like WoW and stuff.
I know
I think they
does
said
play WoW. Like on
Yeah,
his
he does,
on
yeah.
his second screen, he'll play WoW, and then on his other computer, he'll be playing Warzone like he typically does. Because
yeah.
he was in a tournament once, and he's like, "Okay, I got to turn off WoW right now because I'm in
Right.
like tryhard mode." So
Right. So I mean, it was right up his alley, and it seemed pretty cool for any MMO fans. I just figured I'd throw that out there, mention it, maybe check his VOD if you're super interested.
Yeah.
I'm not promoting Tim. I have nothing to do with Tim. That's the only way I know to.
I enjoy
watch
Tim.
Tim,
We talk
but-
about Doc enough that we can talk
We
about
do,
Tim
and
too.
Tim. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like we're not getting paid by Tim to say this or whatever. But Ashes of Creation, it's an
This
MMO. I
section
think you
of-
can do 250 versus 250 or something PvP.
Huh.
It's no box price. It's just subscription only.
Okay.
So it seemed cool. It seemed like a cool MMO. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on it. I'm not a big MMO guy, but I'm
The
gonna at
only
least
MMO,
check it out.
The only MMO that I'm really considering getting into right now is Star Wars: The Old Republic. 'Cause
I
it's
played
free
that a
on
little bit.
Steam, and I'm
Is
like,
it? Okay.
it's free. Obviously, there's a subscription to it, but you get a little bit of time in there to experiment, if you will.
Right.
The only
right.
problem I have is that I watch the videos and I'm like, is this a PS2 game? Because I can't
Yeah.
do it. Like, I know I love games from old, but like nowadays I want to play a game that's nice and kind of takes advantage of the power of my PC, you know? Like I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm running 10,000 frames because this game's a PS2 game, basically, you know?
I resubbed to WoW last week
Okay.
against my better
I
judgment.
saw that. I want to say it was on Twitter, wasn't it?
Maybe. Postal
Anyway.
convinced me to do it, and I did it. I play 2 months every couple years. Like it's just like
Okay.
a thing I do every 3 to 4 years. I play like a month or two, not even that hardcore, and then I go, this is boring, and I leave again. And man, talk about bad graphics. I just do not enjoy the WoW graphics anymore. It's outdated. They did up it, but it's still it's not for me.
That's hilarious because I have an in-town friend. Obviously that just means around me, and he's been playing WoW since the beginning, and he still plays it every single day.
I have friends like that for sure.
And
But I just thought it was funny because the graphics are they're better, and I've heard the new areas are updated more than the older areas, and I'm still in the older areas.
that would be weird. That would be weird.
Yeah,
to, like,
I guess
switch graphics depending on where you are. That sounds
just like you know the 3D models are just cleaner or whatever.
okay. Okay, sure.
It's not
Still-
like it's 1080 and then it's 4K later. It's just nicer 3D models.
Okay.
But I don't know. But either way, I it was okay. The game's still the same game. If you like the gameplay, it's fine. But I definitely was kind of, for the first time doing that 2 to 3 months, I was kind of like, this game does not look nice. Like I'm not digging it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's
speaking
what's cool
of,
about the new MMO coming out. So, but
since
yeah,
we're talking
go
about
ahead.
new games, I'm assuming that you're Destiny only, basically. But any new things that you're excited about? Obviously, Xbox Games Showcase was last
Xbox
week.
Series X Showcase. It sounds like it was called.
Was it Series X Show? There's too many words. Like, just make it
I think
Xbox
so.
Showcase or something like that. Whatever. So I watched it.
Okay.
You said you streamed it, right?
I streamed it. I did. That was a fun stream for me. But yeah, anything stick out to you? Any good games?
Well, I want to comment first on the fact that this is the first year that I've ever been excited for an Xbox Games Showcase
Okay.
in probably 5 to 10 years. Like, I never pay attention to Xbox games at all. But the reason I pay attention to them now is because I'm a PC gamer, and with Xbox Game Pass,
Mm-hmm.
you can play Xbox games now.
Most of them, and that was
So-
awesome.
So I'm really excited about like Halo Infinite. I'm actually kind of excited about Forza because I enjoy the driving games. The challenge of like being perfect in a
Okay.
driving game is interesting to me. I used to have a steering wheel with a clutch and an actual gear shift and everything,
wow.
and like a driving booth that I created.
Yeah.
So I really like those games. But I guess if I had to say, it would just be those two that I'm excited about. Yeah, there was some other games. There was Fable in there. There was, do you have the list in front of you by chance?
I do. So I definitely excited about Fable. I won't buy it. Well, okay. First off, everything's free on Xbox Game Pass.
Which is
They're all included with Xbox
kind
Game
of
Pass.
ridiculous
That's
if you think about it.
huge.
That's kind of ridiculous.
That's huge. Yeah.
So what is it? $15 a month for the
I
enhanced
think
version?
it's 10 now.
What?
I think it's
10.
I think it went down.
So for $120 a month, you get all
For
of
a
these
year.
games. You would buy
A year.
two. You would buy two
Yeah.
of those games, and you would already exceed that price. So just
So yeah, I'll real quick. We had Fable, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Avowed, Forza Motorsport, State of Decay 3, Crossfire X, Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, Phantasy Star Online 2, Medium, The Gunk, Tetris Effect Connected. I don't know why we need more Tetris. Stalker 2, Destiny 2, Psychonauts 2, As Dusk Falls, Grounded, The Outer Worlds expansion, Tell Me Why, Everwild, Balan Wonderworld, Hello Neighbor 2, Echo Generation, Watchdog Legions, Exomecha, Dragon Quest 11S. I think that's it. But that's a good list.
God, that list. I don't remember seeing that many games in in the
I don't
actual
either.
video conference of that, like at all.
So I'm excited about State of Decay 3 potentially.
Okay.
I played the second with a friend. It was fun enough. And if they improve on the things I didn't like, State of Decay 3 could be a great game, right? Like I didn't it was one of those games you go into someone else's world and then very little of your world gets touched because you're in their world.
Like Far Cry, when we were talking about Far Cry 5. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing that matters is so like you have a home base with your people in it. And if they die, they are permanently dead.
Okay.
Any of your players, you can just switch to a different one and continue playing. It's fine.
So,
but
like,
even if you go to
it's
another
permadeath.
person's world, you die too. Like if you bring your character to my world and you die, you're dead.
Oh, okay.
So that's cool.
You know, the one thing I do like about permadeath games is the fear of loss. So Escape from Tarkov had the one thing that I loved. It was the fear of loss. But Escape from Tarkov is kind of a boring game. When it comes to too much inventory managed, not enough action, until you get to top level play, Tarkov
The raids look fun, but that's, like you said, end game, whatever.
Yeah. So fear of loss is something that we don't have a lot of in video games anymore, because like Call of Duty doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter.
Fortnite, Destiny, Halo.
Absolutely doesn't matter. Halo, everything doesn't matter. Like half the games nowadays don't even like penalize you. So like in Ghost Recon, let me give you an example of Ghost Recon where there's no negative side effects at all. If you go into Ghost Recon, collect a gun from a chest, and then die right after, you have that gun. So you can just parachute in, grab the gun, get killed by OP people because you went into the wrong area, and then there's no penalty at all. So there's no fear of loss. There's no fear of loss. There's no sense of reward because you're like, well, I'll just parachute in and hope that I get it before I die, and then I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's too much. So I'm excited. Like I said, if State of Decay 3 fixes some of the boringer parts and I played a ton of it for like a couple weeks, and no matter how many times I cleared out the surrounding houses, there was still zombies there. Like the next time I tried to play, so I never felt like I progressed. I might have just been bad at the game. That's a thing. Who knows?
I've never played
I'm excited for. Okay, you should try it out. It's on Game Pass still. I'll play with you.
Okay.
Psychonauts 2 looks. I mean, that video was way too trippy, and I'm hoping the game's not like that. But I would play.
It's one of those games where like just the graphic style and the way that it feels, I would never be really into it.
It wasn't my favorite graphics, but I like a lot of those like indie feeling games, kind of, you know. Grounded, I plan to play this weekend.
Grounded is
that's
what?
The
which one?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's funny that you say that, because now I'm remembering, and my daughter was watching with me at during that portion, and she goes, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the game." So that's cool.
I'm pretty excited about
as long
Outer
as you
Worlds
can name
DLC.
an ant Auntie, I'm fine with it.
You fight the bugs, so I don't think you name any of them.
You fight the bugs. They fight Auntie. They fight him, and then all of a sudden he defends them because they become friends.
I do not remember Honey, I Shrunk the Kids enough, so. But yeah, it's up to 4 players. You build a base, you fight bugs. It's PvE only. It looks cool. I'm gonna try it out. I'll let you know.
I do like PvE games because I like to work with my friends a little bit more than I work against them.
I agree.
I don't know, like Pandemic, the board game. Have you ever played Pandemic? Got you in there?
I haven't, but I've debated it.
It's a really good board game. You can get it on PC for like $10 or whatever like that. But
it's part of Game Pass, I believe.
It is actually. I forgot about that. It is. You all play against the game, so it's really cool for like a board game night. If you do board game, well, you can't now, but if you do board game nights and then y'all don't want to be competitive against each other, you can all play together. It's pretty cool.
That's why I've debated playing, because I'm not a big board game guy, but that might, be right up my alley.
Yeah, it's
I'm excited for Outer Worlds DLC. That was my game of the year last year. If anyone remembers, that was my game of the year, in my opinion.
I still have
was
it
Outer
installed.
Worlds.
There's the icon right there. See, I'll click on it. See, there it is.
Okay, so you should play it, but
I haven't
DLC,
started it yet, but it's there.
If you liked Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, then this is right up your alley.
Okay. I
And
do
it's
like
not Star
those.
Wars. It takes that away. You know, it
That's
doesn't
okay.
have Star Wars for you, but
It's
the
still a
gameplay is
shooter.
very similar.
You know, you and I are both
Uh,
shooter players for the most part.
It's true. What else looked cool? Tell Me Why looked kind of neat. I think that was the creepy game, if I remember. No, that's not Tell Me Why.
I can't play creepy games.
Everwild, that looked beautiful. That was that like
Oh yes, yeah.
very scenery, creatures. Like that looked really, really neat. That's on my
It looked
list of
boring,
probably
though.
will play.
It looked boring.
Potentially, I'm gonna keep an eye on it though. Like if that prettiness has any decent gameplay. Did you play Journey by any chance?
I didn't.
You could argue that's a very boring game. I enjoyed it immensely though. It was just because
But
it was
you, like-
beautiful and it's so simple.
You look around
don't
and you're
know.
like, I'm enjoying the scenery, not the gameplay. This gameplay is terrible.
Like, even
but
the gameplay
scenery
was
is beautiful.
okay. It was like okay, but like
Okay.
I mean, that was considered one of the best indie games ever, and it's not because you're doing anything crazy in the gameplay. It's kind of simple.
Okay.
It's just very pretty, and this could be something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, I haven't
Other
played it,
than
so
that,
I mean,
think
are you
that's it
excited
for
for
me.
Halo?
that's the last one I left for both of us. I've seen a lot of crap going around on Twitter about this Halo Infinite, and
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't
So,
understand.
so what was wrong with Xbox Game Showcase is the title of this show, and now we finally hit it. Everyone thinks that Halo was the problem with Xbox Game Showcase because do you remember Puddlegate with Destiny 2 or not Destiny 2, Division 2?
Puddlegate?
Yeah, well, I guess it wasn't called Puddlegate, but everyone was like, the puddles are terrible, and there's less puddles, and there's less reflections, and the graphics are worse. Basically, what it comes down to is gamers see some kind of gameplay trailer, and typically the graphics get worse. So we did see a little preview of Halo Infinite at one point, and now
Seemed
we
like
saw
the
this,
first level, maybe.
and now this is like gameplay of Halo. And they're like, okay, well, why are the textures so bad? Why is the lighting so bad? Why is everything so last gen? Not even next gen or this gen, but last gen. And
I thought it looked kind of Xbox One, but I mean,
it didn't look fabulous. Like think about that. There's a couple times you're probably gonna have to go and watch it again. But let's take the sticky grenades, right? The sticky grenade goes out. And none of the environment around it, none of the rocks have glows on them, nothing. It's just like that little orb there, but there's no lighting effects that are actually on the other things for these explosions. So a lot of people are talking, they're like, well, the game looks terrible, kind of. And it doesn't, I wouldn't say it looks terrible. I say it looks like a work in progress. And the developers came back and they're like, no, it's a work in progress. We were running it on this gen consoles and the graphics weren't completely done. It was supposed to, what they were trying to show you is that it's going back to kind of like Halo's roots. Your Master Chief, it's back to what Halo should be, the old school Halo.
because of who I follow, maybe a lot of the negative I saw was I don't know if you want to call them the sweat community, the scrim community, the PvP guys, right? They do not want sprint in the game. They don't want that to be a core mechanic. If you remember Halo 1, I believe even Halo 2.
I do.
Halo 2 didn't have sprint. It had lunge with the sword. I don't think it had sprint, right?
Yeah, but
no, I don't remember. Either way,
So-
Halo 1 had no sprint. You
No
walked everywhere. And people liked it because you had to care about positioning a lot more because you couldn't escape that position. That's your position.
Right.
If you're getting shot at now, you can barely escape. You have to win the gunfight or be in a better position. That's it. And people like that. I personally hate it. I liked it back when Halo came out. It's outdated.
The reason that you liked it when Halo came out is because the worlds weren't as big. Things were more compact. Everything was closer together. There were less enemies on screen because the Xbox couldn't support that many enemies.
For PvE, I didn't care one way or the other.
changes.
You rode the Warthog all day, right? Like,
well, I mean, the levels were smaller. Remember PvP levels? Like,
only 2 levels were big. It was Blood Gulch and Sidewinder, the snow level.
and
Everything
Blood
else
Gulch
was
is just a
tiny.
mirrored image of itself. So you're like, well, I know one side of it, so like I know everything. But like games now, the scale. So everyone wants this like giant scale of a level where there's all kinds of interesting things, but then you're like, but I don't want to sprint. What? No, you want to sprint. It's like Valorant or whatever I still don't even know how to pronounce the damn game.
I have no idea.
But like, you move so slow, the levels are small, and that's one of the complaints that I hear from some people who play games like Call of Duty or, bigger games. They're like, you move too slow. Like, I want to move faster. So it's really weird to hear that from the Halo community being like, I want to move slower but have bigger worlds.
I think there's probably some argument that the slower, like without sprint, or even making, I think some people were saying sprint as an ability is okay. Like if you have to collect that, like the jetpack, either you'd have jetpack or you have sprint or like, I don't know. There seemed like there was ways some people would be happy with it. Okay. But I think you could argue that maybe it is more competitive if you don't have it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who would be the judge on that, right? I personally just don't have fun without sprint. So
me either.
Please give me sprint.
Please.
Yeah.
I don't think it's less competitive. I think it's almost like they don't want people to be able to escape once they start shooting them.
I guess what I was saying is it's almost more gun skill a little bit. It's whoever can click heads better, right? Like if you both see each other and you both click heads, whoever hits the most shots wins, where it can't be you ran and then got to a different position that I didn't notice you real quick and finished me off or anything, right?
Halo's the game of bunny hopping. Like it's the OG bunny hop game.
It is,
so you don't have sprint, but you're just going to boing, 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 like the whole time. So like can they, sure, it's the Master Chief, but can you just like hop without bending your knees the whole time?
At the end of this, I thought the game looked fantastic.
I did.
I was excited the whole time. It looked like the original Halo, but updated. It looked maybe not super graphically. I don't even care about that argument because to me it looked pretty enough, but it looked fun. I liked that little grappling hook thing. It reminded me a little too much of Destiny. I've heard that complaint too. I don't really care. It had a barrier that the Titans have. It had but they're both Bungie originally.
They grew. So Destiny grew from Halo.
It did.
So what's to say that Halo can't grow from Destiny?
Now, who cares?
Like just because you could like the character of Master Chief more than you like the Guardians in Destiny, and then if you get some 100%. Of the cool things, then what's to say that's a bad thing? I mean, every single game that we play has machine guns. Do we complain about that?
No.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
I agree with you. I think it looked fabulous. I really do. I'm excited for it. And I kind of knew. Like, I just knew it was early gameplay footage and that the graphics will eventually get better. I just knew it.
A little better, at least, yeah. I did hear a rumor that it might come out with no multiplayer. And if that rumor comes true, a misstep. That's a bad move, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. So we'll see. But I mean, that's just rumor.
If it came out with zero multiplayer in the beginning, we've seen many games do that. Not quite the caliber of Halo, but that would be a bad go because I guarantee, we know for 100% fact that there are some people that don't touch the Halo campaign. They just don't. Maybe they started there, but now they're a multiplayer only person and that's all they want to do. They want to day one start grinding their character and start getting all those unlocks and getting their rank and getting everything built up.
I agree.
That'd be a misstep.
Either way, I'm excited to play it, and I feel like I have to say it, but that Destiny 2 trailer that was the part of the Xbox reveal was a brand new trailer, so we got to see some new abilities with ice, the stasis abilities, and that was pretty cool. I was pretty hyped about that because.
How do you feel about it being the expansion being free with Game Pass?
To me, it's phenomenal.
It's just going to widen out your available player base, of course. But
so I own every expansion on PC. On Destiny 1, I played on PS4 and Xbox One at some point. And now there's cross-save. There didn't used to be. There's cross-save. So if I own the DLC on another console, I can literally just go play. So now that Xbox Game Pass has all the DLCs for free included, I can, if somebody says, hey, can you help me beat that dungeon? Do you want to play PvP? Do you want whatever it is on Xbox? I'm not going to go, oh, well, I don't own the DLC and I don't want to buy
Okay.
it, I can just jump over and play with somebody else. It's honestly a huge win. I don't see any negative to it. I'll
wish
still play on
Destiny
PC,
was-
but Go ahead.
Destiny's not cross, right? You can't
it's cross save,
play.
not cross play.
Okay.
So
You
you
wish it was?
share your character. I'm torn. They did announce that is in the plans for future. We didn't get a date. We didn't get what it means. Is it just PvE? Is it PvP? I'm very torn.
I think PvE should always be crossplay.
I agree.
Fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
PvP, you should be able to select what systems that you are able to play, or actually, you know what? Be input-based matchmaking. So if you're using mouse and keyboard, you're matched with mouse and keyboard. If you're using controller, you're matched with controller. And then ranked, straight up PC v PC, Xbox v
My
Xbox.
opinion for Destiny, and that's all I'll speak on because that's my zone,
Sure.
is PvE. Sure, 100% crossplay all day. What does it affect? If anything, maybe I get worse players that I play with, but not worse, but like their system can't handle moving at the speed or whatever. I don't know. I know some of the raids were tough for console players at one point because the refresh rate's not fast enough to do some of the things.
So they would drop down to 25 frames or something.
Yeah, something like that. But PvP, in my opinion, for Destiny, should be only crossplay in private lobbies.
Okay. Yep. I can agree with that.
I won't be pissed off if it comes out otherwise. But if I want to play with my friend on an Xbox and just see, they think they're better and who cares what console we're on, let's do it, right? Or we just want to play with a bunch of our friends.
The one thing that I struggle with is because in Call of Duty, I play with Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Like, it's a myriad of different people. And if there was a ranked mode, I would be able to accept that we can't play together. That's fine.
Okay.
But in like a non-ranked mode, we just want to play together. It's fine. You know?
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe if it was just quick play, which they do have in Destiny, I'd be okay with it. I don't know. I kind of hate questioning things differently, and like, there's things you can unlock in game from doing different things, and I just want it to be like a fair. I don't like the thing where like I can bring one Nintendo Switch buddy into a game and now my lobby's easier, so my kills are almost cheapened.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Well, the score-based or the skill-based matchmaking is what's the problem there. If they put you as a PC player with a bunch of Switch players, no offense to them, it's just their controller and their input method is just not up to snuff.
They are constrained. They cannot do anything But I always think crossplay is cool. I think there's a lot of good they can do with it. I just hope they take caution whenever they do it, because there's definitely PvP experiences that can go bad.
That's going to be a discussion for another episode, though,
Let's do it.
crossplay, because we can definitely get into the weeds on that one. But we're at about an hour and a half, so without the want to cut us off, we want to keep it right around the normal time frame that we always keep, and we're going to shut the stream down and the episode down for the night. Justin, what is your stream schedule for the rest of the week, sir?
100% I'll be on Friday around 2:30 p.m. And then that's it for probably the rest of the week, unless there's a surprise stream in there. But that's the only scheduled stream this week.
Okay,
You?
and then I will be online tomorrow at 6:30, and then actually Sunday is officially back permanently on my streams, where I will be doing the community game nights that I briefly mentioned earlier, 2v2s, private lobbies, things like that. It's going to be completely community based and not going to be just me playing by myself or whatever. So that'll be on Sunday, and next week we'll be live again at 8 p.m. on Wednesday.
We will.
Do we want to talk at all about the potential channel change?
We can hit that real quick. Me and Darth are definitely playing around with coming out with our own channel, meaning on Twitch, instead of streaming under the C2 Creator Crew, kind of branching off so that all our branding matches, so that not that we're gonna C2 still like our only community or whatever. If we're gonna talk about a community event or anything, it'll be C2. We just feel this is this isn't just centered around C2. It's centered around me and Darth. And, you know, this channel is always supposed to be about the whole community. And we kind of feel this doesn't do that, and also isn't our branding. So just we're discussing if that's the move for us. We'd obviously start off fresh. We wouldn't be affiliate. We wouldn't have the followers, but that does mean we could restream if we wanted. Mixer's gone, so I don't know if we would, or
yeah, we could go,
there's more we can play around with.
Yeah, we can go to a couple different platforms that way, but
yeah,
we are available on all podcasting platforms that I could think of.
What's the
Pandora, everywhere. If you want, just follow us at it's actually podcast. So if you want, just follow us on Twitter at GG Weekly Podcast, and stay tuned for updates. We'll see you next week at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Until then, go watch Baggy. Come watch me if you feel. And have a great night, guys.
Almost every weekday, besides Thursdays. Come watch.
There you go. And stick around, chat. We are going to pick someone to raid, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good night.
Have a good night.